Hmm. Wonder what the Godzilla Singular Point trailer looks like. Let's check it out.
Sometimes wishes do come true.
There's moments in your life when you realize that you are in the middle of the night recording a video that isn't a kaiju review that you have been planning to release because of school, and it is because Godzilla Singular Point. The teaser trailer for it was just released like a couple hours ago. I was on the Monstrosities sort of hype stream that was going on for that, and that was awesome beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I just wanted to talk briefly about a few things that I saw. And the kind of first thing I want to talk about is the poster. So right now we are seeing the two protagonists and then the little kind of digital dog thing. I'm not sure if this is actually going to be a character or not, but seeing as it looks like it's related to like the female kind of genius character, as both of them are described as geniuses in the plot synopsis, I think it is important that I mention this, at least, that probably the dogs can be important, unless if not, I'm not sure why it's here in the first place. But then we have another kind of shot of what Godzilla is gonna look like. I got a little bit more kind of body shots, as well as we get to see some of the arms and all that. And here's a more less obscure look at the body, and what we're seeing is that a jagged stomach and neck. The spines are definitely more traditional, and given that this is all red and orange, and the spine's definitely kind of maple leafish, so that's kind of cool. The neck is pretty thick, but then we also have the mouth, and the mouth is extending pretty far. This may just be kind of for the sake of like art and all of that, but if his mouth does open all the way like this, wow, this is kind of like where Shin Godzilla's bottom jaw opens wide, this Godzilla's mouth opens tall, I guess. But it's pretty cool. Towards the bottom, where the color sort of lightens up and it becomes more yellow than orange, I think that probably is either like the front of his leg, but if that's the case, this is a pretty stout Godzilla in the body region. But we haven't seen all of him yet, and even in the trailer we only saw like clips of his head and then his atomic breath charging up, so we can't really say much about that. And nothing else really, aside from like speculating what the rest of his body looks like now based on what we've already seen when it comes to the concept art. But I'm super liking it. If this keeps turning out to be a rather traditional looking Godzilla, he's without a doubt my favorite and what I think to be the best Godzilla design of the Reiwa era. Like super traditional, but at least it's unique. It blends what is familiar and what is not in a very good way. And speaking of things that are familiar but unique, Rodan, or at least we think this is Rodan. We see here a red pteranodon. However, the reason I think it is Rodan is because we do see the dual Rodan head crest, we see the Rodan stomach, and it is a red pteranodon in a Godzilla movie. So I think it is pretty likely to believe this is Rodan, but even if it's not, why is this pteranodon sporting such Rodan-like features? May have something to do with singular points, or what singular point is. We talked about a lot in the monstrosity sort of voice chat. We were discussing what the singular point could be. Is it Godzilla, or is it something related to Godzilla but not necessarily Godzilla himself? But other than that, it's a very realistic Pteranodon design, and if this is Rodan, this is the most realistic Rodan's ever gotten. But again, only time will tell what is up with that. Then we have Jet Jaguar is gonna be in a new piece of Godzilla media. This isn't a joke, this isn't a prank. We are actually seeing Jet Jaguar appear, and he looks awesome. This is now my favorite Jet Jaguar design. We've only seen two, but we are keeping the classic aesthetic of what Jet Jaguar is, but we're kind of putting a few twists on him. We can see that his chassis, like the chest area, kind of looks like the Megabot, which was from those Robot Wars from a long time ago, I think from the early 2000s, or well, like around 2016, but that looks like the cockpit where maybe a pilot will be. That's what it reminds me of. But the overall rivets and stuff, it gives off this kind of Tetsujin 28 or Gigantor kind of super robot feel to him. But the character in front in this screenshot, I am not entirely sure who this is. Like, he doesn't seem like someone on the character sheet necessarily, so he may be related to some of the government people or more business suit people we've seen on the character sheet. But again, his haircut doesn't match up with anyone on that sheet, so I don't know. But then next, Gabra, or we think this is Gabra due to the fact that the large horn at the front with the spines running down the back, the green skin, the mammalian features. Guessing this is Gabra, but even if this is not Gabra, this is an entirely new kaiju, he looks very Gabra-like. And if it's not Gabra, then why is this not Gabra? That's what my question is then. Is why are we seeing so many creatures like a pterosaur that looks like Rodan, and then this mammalian creature that looks kind of like Gabra? Like, I'm very curious as to what is going on with this story. But then, a little bit more traditional, like, we have an Anguirus. Like, this Anguirus definitely looks like the Godzilla Bros Anguirus design in a lot of ways, but sort of cranked up to 11. But it just looks awesome. However, I would say that this shot, like this screenshot here, makes the Anguirus look rather small, but even then, this, like, Anguirus is probably close to this in scale, even if this is like a shot that sort of warps the sizes. But it overall looks like we're getting monsters that are closer to Showa monster heights, like 30, 50 kind of meters in height, which I'm completely fine with. I don't need like the gigantic, like 100 something 300 meter monsters all the time. It is kind of nice to have monsters be a little smaller so they're more interacting with humans, and that's what is seen here, and I'm super happy about that. But we speaking of pterosaurs, we also have this pterosaur here, and it's probably the most ugly kind of design so far on the show. I don't really like it. The colors just, they're all super bright, pop everywhere, and I don't really like them. But again, we have a more classical pterodon, or Rodan, if that is Rodan, so it's not too much to really complain about. And then we also see a bunch of pterosaurs attacking New York. This is Times Square, guys. It's super weird that this red mist is like, with these pterosaurs, are they spreading it or are they moving away and they're just kind of carrying it? I'm super curious as to what is going on here. But then we also have this character here. We've seen him in the trailer, or not the trailer, the character sheet, and his back was turned to us, so it looks like he will be playing an important role. And he's in black and white, so I guess this is in the past, but again, he was with the other characters, so it may be that he's just in the present now and he's just one of the older characters. But then we see this. That looks like Titanosaurus to me, or at least a creature resembling Titanosaurus in a lot of ways. But why does he have Godzilla Earth looking spines? Like, that's so weird. He's got the Titanosaurus color scheme. Even looking at the head, it's more Mosasaur-like, but I can see like the Titanosaurus head fins and just the overall coloration, super Titanosaurus-like. What is going on with this design if this is Titanosaurus? But if it is, I love it. That looks so cool. It's such an awesome looking design. I'm super excited that we get to see like figures of this. I cannot wait. But then we also have this creature right here. You're not able to see it in all too much detail, and I'm just gonna keep running the clip over and over again for you guys to see this. And it looks like some kind of arthropod. People were thinking it was Manda for a little bit. I thought it was Manda for a little bit because, again, we're seeing redesigns that, like, Anguirus appear to be Rodin and Gabra and Titanosaurus, so serpent-looking kaiju thing assumed it was Manda, but it may not be Manda. It may be an entirely new kaiju. And then again, we've seen like a new pterosaur-like creature being introduced to this anime, so all bets are off here. If we get any more kind of news and stuff, I'll keep you guys informed, but other than that, I hope you enjoyed this. I was super excited. I've been watching this trailer for a while now. I'm not going to do like a dozen theories and videos and stuff on like every little detail, but I just want to get my thoughts out there so you know my thoughts. And that's all, guys. Take care. I am Zimzilla, and I will see you guys next time.